Hello and welcome to another cue breakdown. We're looking at a sort of EDM investigative cue today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, that is always appreciated. And when I do the playthrough for this, if you've seen the previous ones, just take a look at the structure that we've got here at the moment. So there's a sort of A section, a breakdown, a repeated A where we've got horns building in. They're sort of synthy type horns, but I'll go through that in a bit. And then there's a breakdown and an end section as well where more things build in. So let's have a listen and then I will go through it. So let's get the obvious things out of the way to start with. If it's going to be an EDM type track, we obviously need that sort of sound. So there's some drum loops down here. And with most drum loops, what you want to do, or any loops really, is make them your own by putting on things like tremolo effects and a channel EQ. So I'm only getting certain frequencies of this loop, which has been automated. So that's the high frequencies. Then we've got this loop, which I have taken the high frequencies out of. So together, you've got two loops, one doing the lower frequencies and one doing the higher, and therefore combining to create something unique. And this, because it's an EDM loop, that pretty much is the beat that carries on all the way through, which you might have noticed apart from the breakdowns, which has these hits in it. So put them together. And there's your driving rhythmic section. Going from the top, we've got a blank piano track for sketching, and then there's two pianos. There is this one. This is the grandeur, so that's got the very top end taken off it. And then we have, so that was just doing the bass notes. Then we got this one with a high pass filter on. So again, it's a bit like the drum loops where we are mixing the high and low frequencies of two different tracks. Then we get into the synth. So EDM obviously is fairly synth driven. So there's a few here. We've got alchemy, and this one has also had some automation added to vary the pitch. We also then have Martin Ware's No Illegal Connections from Spitfire. Retro Machines. And we've got a gated synth from Albion 1. Which comes in throughout. It doesn't come in the end section, but there's enough other stuff going on for that not to matter. We've got some hits from Colossus, which obviously build up as things go on, and that's got the Realm reverb on it. Then with the horns, you'll notice I've tried to keep this synthy, so even though they are the horns from BBC SO, I've put a stereo delay and a phaser on them. So it's a synthy sound, but coming from an organic background. Then we've got some strummed acoustics. This one has only the very lows cut. Then later on, I've actually got this one on a separate track because I actually wanted more of the lows cut out because of the other instruments that are building up around it. It's the same instrument, just with a different EQ on it. Then we get into the BBC SO violins. These are done with the arpeggiator. Just a basic sequence, classic cycle 3 I've used there. And some reverb. We've got the octave above that comes in to build towards the end, and there's also violins too doing pizzicato. And that hit at the end, and that's it. The rest of it is let's have a look at the mixer, balancing the levels between the different instruments. And then the output track I've used ozone, and then after that an adaptive limiter just to make sure we don't peak. So that's it really. EDM sort of investigative tension type track. I hope you found that useful. I'll play it as an outro, so you'll probably be able to hear all these different things come in and out now as I click through the different parts, because your ears will be used to them. Remember, like and subscribe, always appreciated. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.